Hey everyone, my name is Madeline Johnston, and I created my advocacy project with the intention of educating elementary school students on the basics of neuroscience and cognition. I chose to present and distribute my final project to an elementary school called Overton Ray, which is located in a small town in Burkburnett, Texas. It has grade levels that include kindergarten up through 5th and probably has around 200 to 250 students total, with the majority of them coming from lower income households. I chose this site because I have several personal connections to the school, which made it easier to schedule my project presentation as well as the delivery of my brochures. It's in the same town I attended high school. My little brother is currently a 5th grader at this school, and my aunt is the principal, so rather than staying in Waco and coordinating with local schools here, I wanted to present somewhere that I had greater personal connection to. In order to execute the project itself, I met with students on Zoom calls throughout the day and taught them a cognitive neuroscience lesson I had created from both information gained in this class as well as information I've learned in other relevant classes like developmental psychology. The lesson included topics like how memories are actually stored, what happens when we're daydreaming, how emotions can affect our decisions, and most importantly for this age, the importance of sleep. In addition to Zoom lessons, I created a brochure with exercises like word searches and connect the dot activities that also covered basic neuroscience related topics like lobes of the brain and the anatomy and functioning of a neuron. The students' names are crossed out for the sake of privacy, but I wanted to include a picture from one of the classes I had the opportunity to meet with. The combination of Zoom meetings and brochure deliveries to classrooms allowed me to directly engage with, or at least reach, about 75 people total. There were 2 Zoom classes that consisted of around 24 students, as well as their teacher, and I also sent 20 brochures to the school for students I wasn't able to reach on Zoom. I spent about 40 to 45 minutes with each group virtually, which is about 90 minutes overall that I spent directly interacting with students in both presenting and answering questions they had about the information. The brochure allowed me to make a more lasting impact because it's a more permanent reminder of the lessons and subject matter I presented than the memory of my Zoom presentation alone. It also allowed me to connect with more students in a more efficient way because rather than trying to coordinate a time to meet and time I'd be teaching, the students can engage with the brochure and probably enjoy the information more. However, because I wasn't able to deliver the brochures myself, I had them delivered to the school when I ordered them to be printed. There were a few challenges in the execution of the project. First, it was difficult to come up with informative content that is traditionally taught in a college setting, and then translating that to age-appropriate methods for elementary school students to engage with and also enjoy. Second, it was difficult to find a way to present the information in a way that wouldn't put myself or the students at risk of COVID exposure, because in a normal setting, it would have been much easier to present and interact with more students in an in-person setting rather than being constrained to a Zoom call and sitting at a computer screen listening to me talk. Kids are notorious for not having the longest attention spans, but they may have paid attention longer had I been in person presenting the information to them. Lastly, it was difficult to schedule a time to meet with teachers that worked with both my schedule and theirs. However, this was eventually overcome with flexibility on both ends, though it did present a challenge at first. Overall, this project was a really engaging and rewarding way of translating relevant class material into a real-world application. Much of the responsibility that comes with receiving an education in the sciences is to educate the public in order to be of further benefit and contribute more to the functioning and progression of the communities around us. I really enjoyed getting to teach the kids the basics of cognition and neuroscience with the hope that they'll use it in the future for their own benefit, as well as possibly igniting some curiosity in the subject. I want to say thank you to Dr. Scullin and Shelby for your help and guidance on this project and for this unique opportunity to share. Thank you so much for watching.